For 23 years, county presidents have hit the road to meet face-to-face with other county officials. The 2014 President's Tour, headed by Duane Johnston and Vicki Kubat, kicked off its first tour, traveling to western North Dakota. First stop, McKenzie County. Here, county employees are set up at the fairgrounds in mobile units while they wait for their courthouse addition and remodel. Despite tight conditions, McKenzie County employees packed in the temporary commission room to share what they see as the top concerns in McKenzie County.
We have produced increased as much as the other 4 counties combined in the last 2 years. It's 160,000, they're over us. But that's why you see what you see. That's why our roads are in such shape, and that's why our law enforcement is, because this is where the action is. There is no doubt about it.
Their list of needs are long. The miles of beat-up roads are widespread, and they are expensive to fix. While building is going on everywhere you look, housing remains a key issue. There's simply no place to put additional employees that are needed, especially with law enforcement. All department heads, from social services to the state's attorney, say they feel overwhelmed trying to keep up with the demands in McKenzie County. For example, there are more criminal cases filed here than in Morton County. Add to that the 4 to 5 year backlog of jury trials. McKenzie County, like other oil-producing counties, wants a greater percentage of the tax revenues generated by oil and gas to return to the county to take care of their needs. They also expressed frustration with oil impact grants. Commissioners say they need a stronger commitment so they can plan for multiple years. It's a request North Dakota Association of Counties Executive Director Mark Johnson understands.
You can't do it all in 2 years, but a steady investment over 6 or 8 years that would get us somewhere.
The state's got to pour some more money in here if we're going to survive this.
Next, we headed to Golden Valley. Housing here is also the biggest issue the county is addressing, along with retaining employees, a common theme amongst the western counties. Golden Valley Sheriff Scott Steele says his 4 deputies are working hard to keep up with the increased demands. Calls for service are 125% higher so far this year compared to last year at this time. Roads are also an issue. While there is not a lot of oil activity going on in the county, commissioners say they are impacted. For example, all oil wells east of the Little Missouri River in Billings County can only be reached on Golden Valley County roads. Golden Valley officials also expressed deep concern with the shortage of services available for counseling and therapy in the area. It's a message reiterated in all western counties. The presidents got a quick tour of the Golden Valley Courthouse expansion. An elevator was added along with bathrooms on each floor to make the 1923 courthouse accessible. We rounded out our first day in Billings County, where again the lack of housing was the first issue mentioned. With nowhere to live, it's a struggle to recruit county employees. Billings County is working with other counties and cities to lessen some of the burden. It's a movement that is picking up momentum in other counties as well. Commissioners say they've had to prioritize their road projects due to the cost and great needs. They also support a new funding formula for oil counties. The traveling county crew took in the beautiful Billings County scenery and enjoyed the Medora musical. Day 2, up and at it on another busy road, Highway 22, where the presidents could see how widening and other safety enhancements have helped the flow of heavy trucks. 12,600 trucks a day go through Killdeer. We give great kudos to our driver, Jeff, for managing the stress and getting us to and from our visits safely. There are many similarities and issues between Dunn and McKenzie counties, the number 3 and number 1 oil-producing counties. The sheriff rattled off stats that caught everyone's attention. The number of calls his deputies respond to is on pace to double in 2014 from the previous year. Meth cases have increased 106%. He has 13 deputies, but could easily add 5 more. However, the big issue is, again, housing. Deputies have stayed in surrounding counties and in crew camps to make do. Dunn County is also more supportive of a formula change in the tune of a 60-40 split in oil revenues, with a greater percent returning to the oil areas.
This is a cash cow to all of North Dakota. the industry out here that is developing and moving forward, and the money it's bringing into the state. All of North Dakota has been sharing in this. And it's come to a point in a time now after 8 years that we need to start taking care of this cash cow. We need to start making sure the roads, the housing, all of the other necessities, you know, every dollar is probably generating 5 or 6 other dollars already now in the state of North Dakota. Now we need to start babysitting and taking care of that and making sure that we can retain this 15 to 20 to 30 years.
While western counties look for ways to manage the growth effectively, they suggest state agencies should have more representation in the area to respond to incidents and support counties who are feeling overwhelmed. Road trip number 2. Our presidents head east to Cass, Traill, Steele, Walsh, and Grand Forks counties. Social services is brought up at all the eastern county visits. Counties are struggling with the unexpected demands in responding to the increase in Medicaid cases. Departments in Cass and Grand Forks counties are seeing more dramatic increases in cases, and along with that, they are seeing an explosion in foster care demands. In Grand Forks County, the number of foster care homes cannot keep up with the number of kids needing a safe place to stay. Road funding was the top issue. Commissioners are concerned with the increased cost in building and maintaining roads. Traffic on this side of the state is also seeing increased volumes, and the trucks are carrying heavier loads. All 10 counties support the Upper Great Plains Transportation Institute's study, which suggests $8.5 billion is needed to build and repair roads and bridges in the next 20 years, with $1.8 billion of that needed to be budgeted for the next biennium. Total funding needs are similar for oil roads and non-oil roads. Counties in the east echo the west. They desire a more long-range funding mechanism so they can make better planning decisions. The presidents, along with Association of County Staff, will use the input gathered during these visits to develop policies and resolutions at our annual conference and during the 2015 legislative session.